I can't rest. For whatever reason, I can't rest on a good day because all of a sudden today they decided to drop. Hello, you beautiful monkeys, your boy Kadukun, and welcome back to the Kadukun-gaming channel. And today we are going to be reacting to the full roster reveal of Avatar Legends, the fighting game. We actually got more announcements and actually more reveals of the next characters that are coming out to the series, and this is supposed to reveal everything, you know, the price, when it's supposed to be coming out, and also it's been revealed that it's actually going to be pre-order now because it's called the pre-order trailer. So with that being said, I'm going to be reacting to this trailer. I'm going to give my honest thoughts about this trailer and actually react to who is the final roster that's coming to this game and actually who we want to talk about later and all that good stuff. We're going to have that whole conversation. All right, let's hop on in. Let's get right into it. Teen violence. Okay, we already know what's going on. They moving crazy. Oh, there goes my boy Sokka. We finally got our boy Sokka in there. We're gonna let it run through, and then obviously we're gonna talk about it after. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. I said I wasn't gonna pause. I lied. You're not gonna tell me you get 12 characters off the rip, and you're not gonna let me pause. So we already knew that we was gonna get these knuckleheads in the front with Sokka, Toph, Aang, Katara, Korra, and Zuko. But now they fully revealed that we got Ozai, Zahir, and Kyoshi. Now I could have lived without Zahir. I won't even lie to you. I'll talk about that later. But we know we getting Ozai later. We getting Ozai now. So you know what? We here for. I'll talk about it later. All right, let's keep going. Arcade mode, naturally. Story mode, which I believe is supposed to be unique to the game, naturally. Robot Netcode crossplay like it should be. Custom lobbies. Gallery mode. For all those artistic fiends right there. Training mode. We already saw some improvement in training mode with the last alpha. Pre-order bonus. Okay. 1 year character vote. Bum. Yeah, this music is fire, bro. This music is fire. Oh, okay, Sokka. Whoa. Okay, I'll look at that in a sec. We're gonna look at Sokka. We're gonna look at Azula because we got gameplay. Okay. We're getting a lot of information. We're getting the price. Price is actually kind of solid. What else we got going on? Hold on. Let me make sure we go here. We go here. Right? Is that everything? You got nothing else? All right, that's everything. And we got the release date of July 2nd, bro. I'm surprised. I will definitely say this. I'm a little bit surprised that they are actually releasing the game. They actually giving us a release date because July 2nd is not exactly close. I mean, yeah, we close to the end of March now, and then April, May, June, July, so like about 4-ish months, which is kind of crazy because we're going to get Invincible Versus next month at the end of April. And then we're going to get this game like 3 months after that. That's kind of sick. And that's not including Marvel Tokon, which I do not remember when it's supposed to be coming out. I believe it comes out in August of this year. So I believe so. Yeah. So that's like 3 fighting games coming out all at the same time, bro. But let's jump at the very point that the very thing that appeased me in the very beginning. Right. Let's get to it. Right. We gonna get the reveal of the full cast. So we got the full cast. I'm believing this is the base cast of the Avatar characters that we're going to be getting for the game when it releases. Now, I'm a little bit concerned. I'm not concerned. Concerned is not the right word. I don't know why they chose Zahir. I'm assuming they picked characters based off of popularity because obviously we have the main cast, which is obviously the most popular, Azula, which makes sense. And then Kyoshi is one of the more fan favorite avatars outside of the main avatars, outside of Aang and Korra. But then and I can understand Ozai because Ozai, you know, he's the given, he's the daddy, you know, he's the daddy. But we got Zahir. I don't know, maybe I'm just like, you know how I am, you know, with me and some of the Korra villains. Like I guess out of all of the villains, Zahir is probably the best one out of all of them. Like Kuvira's okay. We're not gonna talk about Vaatu. we're not gonna really talk about Amon either. So you know what? Fair. I broke it down in my head. I can understand why they chose Zahir for this character. So you know what? Fine. Because he was arguably one of the more better villains out of all of the villains in the series, from an objective standpoint, not from my personal standpoint, from an objective standpoint. Okay, so you know what? Fine. So we getting 12 characters for a 1v1 game. It's not bad. It's not bad. Could be more, but it's not bad. Now we can talk about later, because they did say something about the pre-order bonus. So we'll look at that in a second. But one thing that I want to look into outside of that, hold on, let me find it. Let me find it right quick. Right? They did say it about here-ish, the pre-order bonus, right? So the pre-order bonus, some of you can get skins for the support characters, which I think is cool. We're getting Samurai Appa. I think this is a really cool thing. So that means if you do the pre-order bonus, I'm assuming you can get skins for like Momo also. Like for getting Momo involved into the game, that would be a sick option as well. But like the exclusive character colors, I mean, sure, fine. But this one is what I really like. So the year 1 pass character vote. So I'm assuming like how they go for it in other games, you get to vote for what character that gets released as for DLC as they go along, because I believe at the latter end it says that there's 5 DLC characters. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, for year one, because off rip from the main cast, we already have a bunch of firebenders. We got Azula, Zuko, and Ozai. Right now, a part of me is surprised that we didn't get Iroh, but then I'm not surprised, because then we would have like 4 firebenders. So I get it. So I get why they didn't do it. Even though Iroh's a very popular character, I can understand why they didn't put him in the base cast. He most likely will probably be a DLC character. Now, for voting wise, I'm pretty sure people might vote for him one of these points. But if I had to vote for like the top 3 characters I would pick, because we only have 1 earthbender and 1 non-bender and 1 waterbender. We have 3 of the ones. So we got to be at least one of the next those types, because we already have 2 airbenders now with Aang and Zahir. And this is not like Avatar Aang. This is Airbender Aang. So he doesn't have any of the other bending style. And we have Avatar Kyoshi and Avatar Korra, because they use all of the other 4 bending styles. That's how I'm seeing it from the movement sides. So if we go to the ones that only have 1, we got to pick 1 non-bender. And one of my top choices, won't even cap, has got to be Suki. One of the chi blockers. Suki would be an amazing option. Now, I do not know how they would use chi blocking in this game, because it feels a little bit broken, because that means you'll be turning the bendings off. I could probably see her just being like a martial artist character who does like a lot of fast blows but not very high damage, and maybe if you use some of her abilities, you are able to temporarily turn off someone's bending for like a fraction of a second, but not for a very long time, so it helps remove the flow of the character. So that would probably be cool, but I'm not entirely sure if that's how they would go. But that would be 1 for the non-benders. For the waterbenders, who would be a good waterbender? They have Paku for a support character, so he can't be him. So the only other option I can think of is the blood bending lady. I forget her name, but she would be the other waterbending character I would pick as a vote. I don't even know if she would be is there any other waterbenders that have a really good... There's not many waterbenders that are shown in at least the very first Avatar series. If we're talking about Korra, you could include Aang's daughter, but then she doesn't do anything that crazy. Or hold on, I don't remember her name, but the armless waterbender from the Red Lotus, because we got Zahir, so we would have 2 waterbenders and 2 Red Lotus members. That actually would be a sick thing. Now, I do not know if that's the route they will go, but my vote would probably go to either the bloodbending lady or the Red Lotus waterbending lady. I don't remember their names off the top of my head. Now, as for earthbending, is easy, is my boy Boomy. I can easily see them doing a diamond moveset, like for diamond manipulation, because he does his earthbending and he likes to chew on diamonds in the series in the very beginning. So that would be a really cool idea. for him to do something like that. And you can have him be like this, not really tanky, because Toph already kind of has that down, but you can make him have like this oppressive like single shot moves. Maybe you can see him do a lot of like diamond shifting, like he can trap people, stuff like that. That would be really cool. I would like that kind of stuff. But those would be the 3 characters I would vote for, like each individual option. Overall, like a character overall I want to be, obviously I want Iroh, but I can see where it can go. But year 1 pass character vote, I'm here for it. But one of the main things that I gotta look at, one thing we gotta point at before we get to the combat for some of these characters, because obviously that's important, I gotta talk about the price, because I think I talked about it in a previous video. I believed that the price was going to be either between like $15 or $30, because I didn't see it exceeding like $50 or $40, because if it ever did, I would have been like, that feels like a little bit much, given that the scale of the game and how many characters we're getting, and we don't know how much DLC that we're receiving. So I would have been like, oh, it's better off if it was like max $30. And here we are, max $30. We get 12 characters and a bunch of cool stuff, combo trials, its own story mode, online ranked gallery mode, and we get the netcode, and it's crossplay, so you can have it on multiple platforms, which is also very sick. And you can get the physical and digital versions, all depending on region, and obviously the pre-order bonus, because I know for sure I'm going to be pre-ordering this game, probably not this month, probably like the next month and the month after, especially given at the price point. It's very affordable for a fighting game especially. But the last thing we got to talk about, they decided to slide in some combat clips of our boy Sokka and Azula. So let's take a look, see it was the little few seconds we got. So okay, oh wait, so we already starting off with some heat in the very beginning. They already starting off with some heat in the very beginning. Hold on, we gotta slow it down. This man has a duck. He has a matrix move, and they give him the club. Okay, so I was wondering, I'm like, how exactly is he going to be fighting close range? And I thought, okay, they gave him the club, which makes sense, because he hasn't used the club in a very long time after like the first series. Like in the very beginning, he doesn't even really use it again. After that, he mainly uses like the boomerang, and maybe once in a while he'll bring the club out. But this is really cool. So he has like some kind of matrixy dodge for, is it only for light attacks? It looks like it's only for some attacks, because she only did her, I want to say her light, and she kind of got away with it. So I don't know how forgiving the dodge is, but I'll give him credit. It's a good dodge. Now we get that little combo in. I'll pause at the wrong moment, dude. I love it. They're giving him the expression. Bro, this game literally is a love letter to the series, bro. Because for the most part, it doesn't feel like anything that they've added is like too extra, or is out of the whim, or is out of the ordinary. Like, it feels like how it's supposed to be. Damn it, they don't give me much to work off of. Because, oh man. But him making those faces are really good, because it makes sense, because that's how he fights with Ty Lee and other characters, making all these goofy faces. Now, so far, we don't really see much. We only see a little bit of his flow movement there. But it looks like he can do some good like mix-ups in terms of where he can hit, because it looked like he can go like high, mid, high, low to help like mix up the character. And then the stomp. But then this is what I like to see here. They brought the sword back. I made a short about this ages ago. Ages is like a few weeks or maybe a month or so ago, 2 months ago, about how one of the biggest, it's not really a plot hole, it's like something that I always found annoying, is that they kind of didn't bring back Sokka's sword, because we went through a whole arc of him gaining the sword, learning his abilities, actually accepting his skills as a leader and an intelligent individual, and being skilled with like a sword, and he loses the sword in the final war against Ozai, and he never gets it back. Even in Korra doesn't bring it up, and we don't know what happens to him in the series. We just assume that All we know is that he's dead for the most part, but we don't know how he died, whether he was killed or died of like any other causes. But I appreciate them. I appreciate them for bringing my boy sword back. Now, so far, it doesn't... This man in his face, bro. Is that the haiku face? I don't even know. It's a goofy smile. But it looks like it's a bit of like a 2H kind of ability knocked up in the air. But that's all we get, unfortunately. So I do not know. I don't get much understanding of where he's going to go for his moveset. But I feel like he's not going to really be any long range abilities except for the boomerang. I feel like he's going to be more of like a, you know, like rush down character, get up in your face, do a lot of combos, knock you around, probably juggle you a little bit, because, and then the boomerang might be either a poke or it might be something along the lines that might help extend the juggle, something like that. Because you know how Toph's like pillars, you can juggle with the pillars, you can do it one after the other, and you can time it and actually still juggle the person for like maybe at least 2 times. So maybe he might have something similar with the boomerang. Maybe he'd be able to throw it up and then throw it across the stage. Might be like what's it called, like how Toph's seismic sense goes across stage wide. So maybe him have the boomerang that can throw it horizontally across the stage, up vertically as an anti-air. So I can see something like that, but I don't know about anything else, because this looks like waterbending version Sokka. So he's not gonna have any other, I guess he has the sword, so I don't know what they may add or not add, because we only have like what, like 5 seconds 5-6 seconds, maybe less, of footage of the fighting. But you know what, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. But Sokka, I will definitely become like a Sokka main just for the shits and giggles. Like I did say, I will most likely be a Toph main, and that still stays there because I really like Toph, and I want the game to come back out with like a beta or another alpha so badly so I can just get her down. But I just couldn't get her down as of yet because her moveset's still a little bit, you know, clunky to me. But Sokka would probably be a really fun character to main because everyone's using bending. And imagine if I use Sokka and I just fold you because I got a non-bender. I gotta be the non-bending GOAT, bro. I gotta pick the underdog on purpose. You gotta pick the underdog on purpose. But now that Zuko's done, now we got done with Sokka, but now we got Azula. Now Azula, for the very fraction of time that we have received here, she looks not too different from Zuko, but she has a little bit more of like if you look at it carefully. Okay, wait, never mind. Yeah, okay, actually no, yeah. Like based off of that small segment alone, it doesn't look too different than Zuko's moveset, but then it looks like it's a lot more, I don't know what the right word is, because Zuko's moveset, you don't really get to continue it unless you use some of your techniques or abilities. I don't really main Zuko, so I can't pinpoint it properly in my head. I wasn't really using Zuko very much when I was using the alpha or playing the alpha. But Zuko's ability where he shoots a fireball in the air, you can do that to help kind of like use it as a pseudo 2H and get him into the air and continue your combos in the air and knock them down, and then you do your fire on the ground to help extend the damage, so that way they can just get a chip down, so you can get like the one hit shot. But Azula seems to be a little bit more on the visceral side, which is within character, and it looks like you are able to at least continue a lot of the stuff even when you go and take it to the air. It looks like she's built for you to like take it to the air, take it to the ground, and keep moving forward with about how aggressive she is. Because that, the only reason why I'm saying is like a little bit similar, because obviously she has the same ground projectile that Zuko has, but then I don't know what her other moveset is. I think from what I can understand based off of what we have, I think like this one is a super, this is one of her might be like mediums or heavies. This might be a medium heavy down and going down. That might be a light to continue it. Maybe light, medium, heavy. I'm assuming. I'm assuming, bro. I don't know. And then we get the projectile down there and it continues. And then it ends there. It ends there. Damn it, bro. Damn it, bro. Damn it. Bro, I want this game so badly. I don't think you understand how badly I want this game. They have been cooking with every alpha, with every announcement, and honestly, I just really hope that this game does well when it actually releases, because I would love to play this game like for a really long time. Like, I wouldn't mind becoming a content creator strictly, maybe not strictly, but like for fighting games. Like, I would love to play this and Invincible Versus and Marvel Tokon and 2XKO and Sparking Zero and all those games collectively for the foreseeable future, for the most part, on my gaming channel, because these are the kind of games that I've been waiting for, because I never grew up with a lot of these other fighting games. I never grew up with them, so I kind of got into them late. Like, recently I started getting into Guilty Gear Strife, and I plan to do some videos on that, and I recently got into Under Night. So I'm looking at these fighting games like with a new fresh eyes. Like, I'm going in like I could actually afford some of these games, afford in quotations, but you know, I'm getting there. But bro, honestly guys, I am looking forward to what they do for this game. But yeah, that's what I have for today for the reaction to the pre-order trailer for the Avatar Legends, of fighting game. If you are interested in getting to this game, I'll leave a link in the description to the Steam page, so that way you can tap in as well if you feel like wishlisting it, or at least tech into the pre-order if you want to, if you played into the alpha, because I know one of these days I'm going to pre-order, because if I want one of my favorite characters to get into the game, I'm gonna get him in. Leave a comment below about what other characters you want to see come from the series, like from Avatar The Last Airbender or for The Legend of Korra. And also, don't forget to leave a like on the video if you liked the video I did today, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Other than that, it's your boy Kadu-kun. I'll see you guys next time, and peace.
FMA, handle business, don't play. On point when it comes to the anime. Jack and Daxter, ayy, let's go. The ultimate heroes, don't stop, we on the road. Kadu-kun. Yeah, welcome to the channel.